Have you ever looked up at the night sky and wondered what those tiny shining dots really are? They look calm and eternal, but each star has a life story, a beginning, a middle, and an end. Stars are born, they live, and eventually, they die. And in that story lies the history of everything, even us. Every star begins inside a giant cloud of gas and dust floating in space. Astronomers call these molecular clouds, or sometimes stellar nurseries. They are cold and dark, but deep inside them, gravity is slowly pulling particles together. Over time, clumps begin to form. As these clumps grow, gravity squeezes them tighter, and the gas inside starts to heat up. When the core of one of these clumps becomes hot and dense enough, it forms what we call a protostar, the baby stage of a star. At first, the protostar doesn't shine like a real star. It's still gathering material from its surroundings, growing bigger and hotter. Eventually, when the pressure and temperature at its center reach incredible levels, something amazing happens. Nuclear fusion begins. Tiny hydrogen atoms start smashing together to form helium, releasing enormous amounts of energy as light and heat. This moment is the true birth of a star. Now the star has reached what scientists call the main sequence stage, the long, stable part of its life. It's like adulthood for a star. Our sun is in this stage right now, and it has been for about 4.6 billion years. In this phase, the star's gravity pulls inward while the energy from fusion pushes outward. These two forces balance each other perfectly, keeping the star stable. How long a star stays in this phase depends on how massive it is. Small stars burn their fuel slowly and can live for billions, or even trillions of years. Big stars, on the other hand, burn bright and fast. They may last only a few million years before running out of fuel. The bigger the star, the shorter its life. But no star can shine forever. When a star runs low on hydrogen fuel in its core, things begin to change. The fusion slows down, and the balance between pressure and gravity breaks. The core begins to shrink under its own weight, becoming hotter and denser, while the outer layers expand and cool. The star swells up into a huge red giant, or, if it's massive enough, a red supergiant. In this stage, the star begins fusing helium into heavier elements like carbon and oxygen. Its outer layers puff out, making it much larger, but cooler and redder. If our sun became a red giant, it would grow so big that it might engulf Mercury and Venus, maybe even reach close to Earth's orbit. After this, the star's fate depends on how massive it is. If it's a small or medium-sized star like our sun, it will shed its outer layers gently into space, creating a beautiful glowing shell of gas called a planetary nebula. What remains in the center is a small hot core called a white dwarf, an object about the size of Earth but with the mass of the sun. It no longer produces energy, it just glows faintly as it slowly cools over billions of years. Someday, these white dwarfs might cool completely and become dark, cold black dwarfs, though the universe isn't old enough yet for any to exist. But if the star is massive, the ending is far more dramatic. A giant star continues fusing heavier elements, carbon, oxygen, silicon, until it reaches iron, and that's where fusion stops working. Iron doesn't produce energy when fused, so suddenly there's nothing to push outward against gravity. The core collapses in on itself in a fraction of a second. The pressure and heat become so intense that the collapse triggers an enormous explosion, a supernova. For a brief moment, that single star can shine brighter than an entire galaxy. In that explosion, the star's outer layers are thrown into space, while its core becomes either a neutron star, an incredibly dense ball made mostly of neutrons, or, if the original star was even larger, a black hole, a region where gravity is so strong that not even light can escape. That explosion, violent as it is also creative. Supernovas scatter the heavy elements that were formed inside stars, things like carbon, oxygen, calcium, and iron, across space, and the cycle never really ends. Those elements mix with clouds of gas and dust, helping form new stars. The gas and dust released by old stars collect again into new clouds, forming the next generation of stars. Each new star carries within it the ashes of countless stars before it, the history of the cosmos, recycled again and again. 2-sec gap. From dark clouds to blazing giants, from gentle fades to violent explosions, this is the life story of a star. Every star you see in the night sky is part of this endless cycle of creation and destruction, a cosmic heartbeat that has been pulsing for billions of years. So next time you look up at the stars, remember, those lights are not just faraway suns, they are storytellers of the universe. If you like this video, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe for more.